What is up, guys? Back in today with another reaction to Kowloon Generic Romance, this time with episode 3. Honestly, after the first two episodes, this has been one of my favourite animes that's started there in the season, to be honest with you guys. I've really enjoyed the premise so far. The characters are good. Love the voice act, just everything about it I really enjoy so far, especially the premise. Really interesting episode last time. A little bit sad, honestly, for the first half. And it seems like we're going to keep getting these flashbacks at the start of each episode as well. I appreciate. But yeah, first half was kind of sad, bittersweet, I guess I'll say. It did end off quite nicely, I guess. But second half was just weird with the yeah, so many thoughts going through my head, the possibilities of what the hell's going on with the whole lipstick stuff. That really added even more kind of possibilities. That's probably an issue living in this place, to be honest. Like, especially if you live in the inner parts. So I can't doubt there's too much wind, or I imagine it gets pretty hot and humid. Boring. Yeah, that's a small bed, isn't it? It's not often you see beds in anime, which is funny, and that, like, funnily enough, is it like they usually have like futons and stuff like that. It's quite unusual to see beds, to be honest with you. I know this is set in China, I think, so yeah. But most anime, of course, set in Japan, so quite a rarity. Good question. Ugh. That reminds me of something I'd done when I was a kid. My dad smokes, and I think I must have been like under 10, and he was flicking his ash in finished a finished can of Red Bull, and I drank it, just assuming it was Red Bull because I never had one before, never had a Red Bull. So what I had was a taste in my mouth of ash mixed with a little bit of Red Bull, and honestly, it was one of the nicest things I think I've ever drank in my life. I'm not sure if it was just because I was a kid, and I do want to pause because I don't want to miss anything. I think the opening's going to play any second, so yeah, this might be for naught, but yeah, it was weirdly the nicest. When I found out, I was like, oh my god, how did that taste this nice? And yeah, it was just really strange why I enjoyed it so much. I think what I was maybe reacting to was, again, I probably never had that amount of caffeine. I never had an energy drink before that. Like I said, I was about 10 or so, and obviously I never had a cigarette or anything, so I never had that taste. But again, it was just like, that's a nostalgic taste for me, and I've never tasted anything like that. Obviously, I've never tried doing that again, but I've never tasted anything. Obviously, probably don't go out and do that. Probably not good for you. But yeah, it's that's nostalgia for me. That's the nostalgic taste that I'll never taste again. And like I said, I think it's because probably had a bunch of things in my body that I never had experienced till that point, which kind of added to that. Really weird, I know, but like I said, I just remember just absolutely loving it. It's strange. So again, I wonder if we'll get those segments every episode. Kind of hope we do. Okay. Okay, and what is it exactly that this clinic does? I also did hear that they're releasing a live action movie to partner this anime, which it's interesting. I think there's probably reasons why that usually doesn't happen. You don't often see that because they're two totally different forms of media. Like, it seems like it'd be a good idea, but I guess we'll see. But it being a movie means that, oof. It being a movie means that it's quite disrespectful, actually. Yeah, it being a movie means that we'll have to wait a long time before we see it as international fans, unfortunately. So I'm not a massive fan of that decision, but it should be interesting if it's done well, hopefully. Ugh. Can't just do that. Yes, get this guy. What the fuck? You can't just do that. I mean, it's amazing, to be honest, isn't it? The fact that this reaction to him doing this, when, to be fair, our main character, he kind of just kissed her out of the blue, out of nowhere as well, and wasn't mad at that whatsoever. Context is that was his. This is his. Well, again, it's kind of hard to explain. But yeah, it was his fiance. I mean, again, I'm not sure if you count it as his fiance any longer. But yeah, slight different context, I guess. But like I said, it's interesting to compare the reaction of, well, this is disgusting. What the fuck's he doing to? Well, you know what? That's yeah, that's okay. Well, I don't think it was okay, but more acceptable. I don't know. No thanks. Creepy guy. Creepy guy. I love that reaction though. That's amazing. So it does kind of look like a snake, doesn't it? What's the deal with this guy? I mean, to be fair, he's wearing a snake skin tie, which I've never seen in my life. But yeah, that guy is strange. And as I said, it just brings up even more questions after last episode. Like, what is it exactly that these clinics do? When they're talking about makeup and lipstick, I don't actually think they're talking about lipstick, but who am I to say that they're not? There's another thing. It's like, have we actually seen anything that has disproven that? Not quite, but I mean, I think it is inferred that there's much more going on in these clinics. Maybe again, memory erasing, memory changing, memory removal, memory switching, cloning. Again, there's so many possibilities. It's crazy. Yeah, that was a little bit gross. I'm not a big fan of the whole twin tongue thing anyway. In real life, I mentioned this last week, but it's probably It can't be good for you. Yeah, it can't be good for you. One, it's probably just annoying to eat anything because you use your tongue a lot more than you realize. Even I imagine it's like hard to talk like you used to as well. Like, and for me, again, personal opinion, it just doesn't look nice. I can't ever say anyone suited a double tongue. Pretty extreme as well. When I was young, I went to turn my computer on one time and I fell and my chin hit my fireplace thingy, and then like that, and I cut through like half my tongue, and it was bleeding like hell. So maybe it's just because I've got prior history with that. Why I probably don't like it. But strangely, it didn't hurt too much. It just bled a hell of a lot. I had to get it all stitched up. Ah, that's nostalgic, isn't it? Nostalgic is the word of the show. Although there are some differences. Like that was almost exactly the same. However, like her getting all this ready and such, she didn't seem so fussed about it in the past. That thing is proper out of place, isn't it? That's something she's got to look out with the smoking. It can stain your walls and stuff. So got to be a bit careful with that. Yeah, imagine being in his position. Both those positions, really. Yeah. I don't know. It's like which positions. I know it's not a composition, but which positions like worse to be in? Not knowing who you once were, or having your ex fiance in front of you at all times, yet her not actually being there. Fair enough. Really, that's the thing. I'm not too clued up about like the meaning of flowers and stuff, which is. I mean, I wish I was because then shows like Fruits Basket, for example, which I absolutely loved, I'd probably enjoy even more. I remember actually looking up quite a few for that show, but I mean, it's like hard to remember. mean, there's a few very obvious ones, but yeah, I remember Sunflower having that was a really nice one in Fruits Basket. Also, another thing is I'm watching a lot more anime that's focusing on like Chinese characters and China, which is interesting. Never really watched too many before, perhaps last year. Feels like there's quite a few more. Maybe it's a me thing, or maybe there's just more in the space, I don't know, but seemingly becoming more common. And I've enjoyed most of them for the most part. Pretty much all of them, actually. I can't believe that's an adult woman. There's a bunch of them. Holy. Oh, fancy. Got a gambler, a magician. There's a weird mask. So many strange people in this place, isn't there? A snake guy, now this guy. What's going on? That's it. The light and shadow of the light, the light side and the dark side of the house. I don't know. Light and shadow of the popular CEO. The young CEO is the child of a mistress. Hebi, Hebi, which I think does mean snake, doesn't it? Hebi Numa Miyuki, mistress's illegitimate child, and he's adopted. Not just illegitimate and son of a mistress, and he's adopted. Okay. Anything else? Kind of feel bad for the guy now. People talking about him like this. Oh, what a disgrace! He's adopted. Oh, come on, guys. What's that got to do with? What's that got to do with him? Again, he's a shady guy. But okay, getting exposed over here. I don't want to sound bad, but this guy obviously did just strike me as gay. I think it's never, well, I think it's hard to talk about, especially with like current state of the world, but it feels dangerous kind of assuming things like that, because there is a crowd of people that will attack you for it. But yeah, I mean, again, I didn't outwardly say it, but this guy struck me as gay. So like I said, it was a bit surprising seeing that scene in the intro. Then again, I've had gay friends growing up and such, and I've seen them kiss girls, like not bisexual, like gay, and they usually, like, it's usually like not a romantic thing or anything like that. It's usually like playing, like it's like playful, like they're teasing the girl or something, or and it's just like they don't get flustered. It's just like something they do, if you know what I'm saying. It's hard to word, but like if I was to kiss a girl, it would be like a serious kind of or romantic kind of sexual thing, whereas it was again just like playful and fun for one of my gay friends growing up. If he done that, I mean, it wasn't a common occurrence, but he had done it, and I think he was so okay with doing that early in the episode, and like he didn't see it as too bad because he wasn't like emotionally invested or anything to that, so he just kissed her and he saw nothing kind of wrong with that. So I think that's why it came so easy for him to do that, and it didn't actually, like, it didn't matter to him, and because it didn't matter to him, he obviously yeah, I think it was a bit easier. But yeah, I mean, again, just from this guy's appearance and everything, he did strike me as a gay person, so maybe this is his boyfriend back here. I could just be assuming all this, they might not actually be sleeping together. Maybe this is just like how the scene is framed. But yeah, I don't want to, again, it feels like if you say stuff like that in this age, you get like persecuted for it, like put on the stake. So yeah, I don't really like putting out my expectations and stuff like that, but I feel like you should be free to do so. But again, in the current climate, it's a dangerous game, unfortunately. Oh, you think he's gay just because he looks like paragraphs upon paragraphs of stuff? It's like, no, I mean, it's just the vibe I get. And they kind of match each other's weirdness from what we've seen so far, these two. So that's the actual son, I'm assuming. I mean, yeah, these guys definitely just had sex, didn't they? Oh shit. A hell of a tattoo. Ah. Yeah, do you reckon that guy with the mask is... Not really 100% clued up on what's going on right here, but certainly seems interesting. Now I've got this another plot with Snake Guy and potentially should be dead son family he joined, I think. As I said, I'm not 100% on it. Is that the bartender? Yeah, it is. So he's the mask guy, the waiter, and potentially the son of that family. I think. So what the hell is this? I think I mentioned. I don't know. I don't know. Was it the show I mentioned it for about the whole oh, what's it? I forget the name of it again now. The Jim Carrey Truman Show. That whole Truman Show situation. Is this like something similar? I mean, obviously this whole place isn't like the Truman Show, but are these like almost like paid actors, like almost scientists, just like researching her, staying close to her, having jobs that are specifically like close to where she's like working and where she goes out, so that they can kind of keep track of her and stuff. Like, I mean, both of the snake guy and this guy were talking about it being like an experiment, like and like researching her or whatever. It's like, what's what's the deal? Again, it really does feel a bit like the Truman Show in that regard. Like these guys are just set up here. Huh. Like I said, this show just like the premise just keeps getting like the more questions that are asked, it just keeps getting more interesting. To be honest. Again, I'm really enjoying this show. I love my mysteries and stuff like that. So. Okay. So they say that like, sorry to pause again, but he says that like again. I think a lot of people just assumed it was like a memory thing, but the way they keep saying like these details like this, like the lipstick, the this mole, it's like it's like again, it's like a clone, or like they've reconstructed, like someone's like reconstructed her face on a different person or something. It's not like she's just lost her memories, because why would you point that out if you know that she just lost her memories? Why would you point out? Or are they trying to make her feel like that? It's like, again, there's just so many fucking possibilities. That the way they talk like this, yeah, it's like she's a clone or something. I don't know. And I said, like, what must she be feel like when she hears stuff like this? Like, it feels like insulting, but you can't really like say it is insulting because you don't know what the hell's going on. I know this sounds bad, but like, you would someone could really easily like fall into a depression or something very quickly just from being like treated like this and hearing this about yourself. And yeah, it's just, yeah. I wouldn't be too surprised if honestly she, yeah, I don't want to say it, but like a whole existence is a lie. You're nothing. You got no essence. What do you have? Yeah, fucking hell, bro. It's quite heavy, honestly. Really is. Sorry if you could hear my dog barking, by the way. I was going a bit crazy a second ago. I think she's got to try and like create her own existence, and yeah, it's so hard when it keeps following her and just keeps coming up and stuff. But she's got to try and yeah, build her own kind of personality and stuff. But how do you build your own personality when you're already an adult and stuff? Yeah. Emoji can. Okay. Fucking goldfish. Yeah, okay. Interesting. I don't know what happened at the end there, but again, it's really heavy, isn't it? Really heavy in terms of, again, put yourself in the positions of both of these characters, and I think it'd be really, just really tough. It seems quite like, especially the first episode, it seemed quite whimsical and like fun, but as I'm saying, it's just like, it's actually really like rough for them, just their lives at the minute. I imagine someone coming up to you on the street and just saying, "Yeah, you're not her. You're some kind of pale imitation. I'll never know you." Like horrible, just like horrible things like that. Like they even had the mold of the same. And yeah, I mean, he was honestly quite nasty at the end of this episode. I'm not sure if it was just the subtitles being very blunt. I'm gonna go back to it in a minute, but just saying, "I hate you." And then he said something at the end there that also I picked up on that just seemed really harsh, especially again if you're going to try and take into account how she must be feeling right now. Why would you ever say something like that to her? I don't know. I'll go back to it in a minute. That guy with the green hair almost reminded me a little bit of like Lumi as well for some reason from Hunter x Hunter. Can't really explain why. Uh, yeah, this what he said here felt quite harsh as well. Just like you firmly believe that your current life belongs to you, like insinuating that it doesn't. And he's again, it's really strange because he's insinuating it like he doesn't, like there's some imposter in her body. Yeah, when she speaks to the other guys, it's like she was cloned or reconstructed and a totally separate being, just made to look in the image. Just like, yeah, so which one is it, bro? But yeah, really good episode. Like I said, I'm really enjoying the show so far. The questions it's bringing up, again, as much as it's painful, I really enjoy kind of again looking at things from the characters' perspectives and how tough things must be and trying to like figure things out. It reminds me a little. I mean, it's not really that similar, but it reminds me a little bit of the movie Memento, which I really love. Watched that like 10 times. I think you kind of got to watch it a few times to actually kind of really get it. But yeah, it kind of reminds me of that movie where he's just kind of figuring things out in reverse chronological order, I believe. Or just like, I can't remember the order. I think I can't remember which specific scenes, but there's like black and white scenes, and there's like colored scenes that each go in a specific direction that you kind of got to piece together. And this isn't that as complex, but it's got that same complexity in the character, this kind of figuring things out, which I really enjoy. Interesting stuff with the snake guy. Obviously, we haven't focused too much on that, but just like getting little crumbs of his story and like that whole situation, which again we don't really know too much about, so I can't comment on it too much. But looking forward to seeing where that does go, and again looking forward to seeing what this makeup stuff's about. I was assuming that the snake guy had something to do with this whole cloning slash memory thing with the whole makeup lipstick stuff, but from the way that the greenhead guy's talking, do they not have any? Yeah, do they not have any? I don't know. that's the ultimate thing. I don't know, but yeah, looking forward to seeing more. Let me know what you guys thought about this one in the comments though. Make sure to leave a like on the video if you guys would like, and subscribe to the channel if you want to keep up to date. And I'll see you guys next week with episode 4.